Hello, folks. Welcome in. How's everybody doing? Kobaita, thank you for the raid. Kitsune, Julander, Shadow Fox, and WKT Sway, thank you all for the subs and the resubs. We've got a hype train rolling, and we are good to go here. Where's my guitar? This space looks weirdly blank. There it is. That's better. Really balances the space having the guitar there. My camera's also like moved around a little bit, I think. But anyway, hi, how's everyone doing? Hope you're all well. Shadow Star, thank you for the 18 months. Year and a half, my goodness. And Julander, thank you for the 100 bits as well. So welcome in to a stream. First of all, teeth update, since the last time I streamed was on Thursday and I was going to the dentist the day following. Turns out I didn't have to have my wisdom teeth out. I just had an issue with my gums that required me to take some medicine. So now I'm taking medicine and I feel a lot better. Most of the pain is gone. I'm still taking painkillers just because it's still like giving me a bit of a headache up here. But the majority of it should clear up by the end of the week. By the end of this following week, at least. So, all systems go here on the Pixel stream. We are going to be streaming from 3 until 6, as long as a headache doesn't get any worse, but I just took some ibuprofen, so I should be good. Yeah, I was planning on streaming Empires today, and then last night, Bruno, our good friend Bruno, sent me a message on Discord saying Fetchr, aka Minecraft Bingo, just got a 1.19 release, and No Leaf Clover is streaming it. And so I went over there, and he had a bingo card that had a Skulk Shrieker and a goat horn on it, and he was trying to get goats to ram him in a mountaintop, and I thought, we're playing this tomorrow. There's no way we're not playing this tomorrow. So here we are in bingo for 119. This is going to be fun, first of all. I did have a quick go at it. I think, based on what we get on the cards, I think a sub-hour time is going to be a good time. Like, the amount of stuff you have to do, because of the way the whole thing is set up, it's probably not likely that we'll get anything under half an hour anymore. But we'll see. And we might continue to play 116.5 bingo because it's like a shorter one, but I really want to try out the 119 one. It's in beta as well, so they're still going to be adjusting things like what's on the card, what's too rare, some stuff about world generation, how frequently items come up, that kind of thing. Skulk stuff does not require Silk Touch in bingo. Yes, that's part of the patch notes, so I know about that already. But yeah, there's some stuff where you don't need to worry about the usual requirements for getting hold of stuff. There are some things I discovered are quite difficult, like finding a mangrove swamp. If you don't luck into one, there is no way of getting muddy mangrove roots basically any other way, which was one of the items I got on my test bingo card, so that was a little bit rough. But we'll see what happens. As far as setting a new PB, any time if we complete a card, if we get a blackout in this version of bingo, is going to be my new PB, and then we'll go from there. So we will see. Anyway, Rally's here. Thank you so much for the Prime sub, brand new Prime sub to the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. Unknown with the 100 bits. Shadow Star with 100 bits as well. Thank you, Scotty, with the 21 months. Thank you for the 21. 30 seconds left on the Hype Train. Anyone wants to get some exclusive Hype Train emotes, they can cheer some bits, gift some subs. Subscribe if you're not already, or resub if you got one handy. You just have one wisdom tooth left and dentures. Yeah, I didn't have my top wisdom teeth at all. Like, it's only the bottom ones that came through, and the one on the right has only partially come through. It's not impacted. It's not like pushing against the other teeth, which is often the problem with wisdom teeth. But it's only partly emerged from the gums, hence why I've had this issue this week. Moon Sponge, thank you for the 101 bits right as the hype train ends. Let's get right into it. We are in Minecraft 119.3. This is the same instance that I used to load up the survival guide, but we're going to be loading up a new instance of Fetchr. This is going to be a clean install. I basically erased the world from last time and reinstalled it. So here we are. Shout out to these people and these people for making this possible. This is awesome. And if we generate a random card, you will see there are some new items on here. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this. Maybe with, like, this, and this highlighted. Just so I can post this to YouTube, because, yeah, I might actually post it with the bingo card there as well. because I wanted to have something to post on YouTube to go along with the announcement that we are live. There we go. It felt like we would probably be best having a shot of the bingo card itself. So, yeah, that showed up. Perfect. And I can move that over a little bit. Yeah, that works. So I'm going to post that on YouTube as well. Hopefully get a few more people in from the YouTube community page. And yeah, this is the new look of bingo cards. I mean, it looks kind of the same, but you'll notice we have flowering azalea, we have a skulk censer in there now, mangrove roots, a dripstone block, cut copper, because copper wasn't in the 116 pack. Obviously, goat horns, glow ink, and powder snow are all relatively new as well. Goat horns you can get from a pillager outpost, but obviously, if you can't find a pillager outpost, you can probably find a goat. There's a few interesting ones. So we're going to do the same thing we've done previously, where people are going to suggest a number between 1 and 30, and we're going to go with whatever random card it gives us. Is there a link to it anyway? Yes, do !bingo in chat, and that'll take you to 99's GitHub page, where you can download it from the list of releases on the right-hand side. There's also install instructions and all that kind of stuff there as well. Most of them were in 1.16.5, but there's a new beta version of it. It's like beta 5 point something, 5.1, I think, which is in 1.19. Brittany Sawyer says 20 with an exclamation mark. So we're going to go with 20 for the enthusiasm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. Oh, Skulk Catalyst is on there. Fun. Fazoo, re-gifting, I guess, or like entering month 6 of Sliced Lime's gift sub. Thank you so much, Sliced, for stopping by. Lovely to see you. Hope you're excited for new bingo. You seem to be. Vioki, thank you for the 19 months there as well. And Relizia with the 100 bits. Appreciate that. So, a lot of these are going to be similar to previous bingo cards we have done. Glowberries are on here now, so we actually have to find a lush cave. If you end up getting a mangrove, not a mangrove sapling, okay, great, thanks. Great card, guys. I see a nether portal over there. We'll probably go for that. Okay. Yeah, hope there are some dolphins around here. Otherwise, this is going to be a very slow start. There's an ocean monument right there as well. I don't even see any shipwrecks. Unless I'm just not paying attention. There's a geode there, but we don't have any amethyst stuff on the card. We'll make for the nether portal. Best shot we have, I think. Let's go. Unbelievable. Great start. So yeah, like I said, I think a sub 1 hour time is going to be ideal. Is going to be what you want to aim for if you're, potentially somebody who got sub 30 times before. Mostly because of the size of the world. Obviously, they've still been able to generate a world with smaller biome size, but obviously the world is deeper, and there are some requirements for getting stuff from biomes that are difficult to spot from the surface, basically. So stuff like lush caves. Dripstone is in there as well, of course, and deep dark. So yeah, finally we got a lift from a dolphin. That was fortuitous. There are some chickens here. Have any of them laid eggs already? I don't think they tend to lay eggs right after the world generates, but at least we'll be able to grab a couple of seeds and try and lure them all into one place. And then hopefully we'll get an egg by the time we're done messing with this portal. That's probably going to be my egg strat to start this off. Right, we got 3 of them here. Probably good enough. Everyone get in this hole, please. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Okay, cool. There was one more over here, but we'll leave them for now. We'll also need to get some wood and stuff and probably get some tools. But sometimes these portals have tools in the chests. We got some cursor binding chestplate. Get out of here. We got some obsidian, so that works. And a fire charge. None of that really stuff that we need. And I don't think the nether is active. I don't think we need any stuff from the nether that you can't get in the overworld, like magma blocks and whatnot. So no tools for us there, and instead we will probably just punch these trees and make a boat before we do anything else. The grass scared you? Sorry, yeah, the sound effects might be a little loud. I can turn block sounds down, that might help. Yeah, this is, like I said, my 119 install, which I'm not used to playing on, having mostly been on Empires for the last little while. Which is on 119, but is a different instance because of all the cosmetic mods and stuff that we use. Sea pickles and tropical fish in the warm ocean? Yeah, we'll get to those in a sec. Also, I only have, like, a couple of logs. The logs are just, like, falling everywhere, it seems like. Yeah, let's get the usual stuff started. Let's get a crafting table on the go. And we'll make a wooden pickaxe. Dig down with that. Should hopefully find stone under here somewhere. There it is. Is there spawn protection or something? Like, why am I not... I mean, that shouldn't be the case. Is it just slightly laggy, I guess? Weird. Anyway, I'm not going to have an ideal time around here. Weird, alright. Some stuff is, like, lagging its way into my inventory now. I think it was just kind of freaking out slightly from loading the world this far out or something. We should be able to get our raw block of copper very easily, though. That's everything we need. Good. What's my favorite armor trim? I've only seen a few of them in person so far, so it's kind of difficult to say. I really like the coast one, but I think the end city one is really pretty. So, yeah, I'll go with one of those. But I think my favorite armor trim is probably going to be whichever one I end up finding. So we'll see what that turns out to be when I actually start my 1.20 series in Survival Guide. Right. There should be a poll of over or under 1 hour. Well, mods could start a prediction if they want to. Yeah, it feels like I'm getting a lot of, like, block lag or similar issues around here because none of the drops are showing up. Or if they are, they're, like, they're all flinging out in weird directions. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's just because of the extreme distance that the bingo card actually puts you. The coordinates that you see on screen there are actually coordinates for your relative position from the start of the area, but it teleports you to, like, a really far-flung set of coordinates. That's never been an issue before, but this is a 119 world, so things might be a little different. Anyway, let's get some logs. We don't need a smoker or anything, so we should be fine just turning all of that into planks. Warm ocean nearby for tropical fish and sea pickles, potentially. There's a jungle over there as well. And I think lush caves are more common under, like, temperate biomes and stuff, right? So potentially we might have an easier time finding lush caves under somewhere like a jungle. Really got to know your terrain very, very well for stuff like this, I think. Am I going back to the Survival Guide? Of course I am, yeah. It's going to be one of those series that comes and goes occasionally because there are other projects that will take my time, and stuff like Empires, when it's a collaborative series, I kind of always want that to be the stuff that takes priority. But, yeah, I should return to the Survival Guide, at the very least when 1.20 comes out, but probably sooner than that, really. Yeah, Dr. 83, I went through the Nightbot commands today because there were a few that seemed really out of date. I think the Survival Guide one even still talked about, you know, the Season 2 should be coming winter 2021 or something like that. So I need to go and revise a few of those. I've just deleted or disabled most of them for now. So we don't need cocoa beans or anything like that. There's a parrot here that we also don't need. I haven't seen anywhere... Oh, there's an ocean ruin. Wonder if we can get anything good from this. Other than a drowned. See, there's a chest in here. Which is taking its time. There we go. A little bit of coal and a buried treasure map. If the treasure is around here, that's kind of ideal. Oh, we're very far away from that. We need to go north. Didn't see any other useful stuff around here. There's tropical fish right there, though. There we go, got that one. Not seeing any pickles. There's a bit of clay down there for the flower pot, which I might as well get now while I see it. Yeah, we're already 7 minutes in. I haven't really seen that many mobs, but our start was just appalling. And I guess what we're going to be looking for here is tall mountains so we can find the deep dark. And then if we can find a lush cave somewhere on the way, that stuff just going to be really luck of the draw. I'm going over this way because I see a savanna in the distance. I'm wondering if there's more warm ocean in this direction for sea pickles and stuff. But when you start with a massive ocean like this, you've really just got to pick a direction and head that way. There's 2 shipwrecks right here, which we'll dive for their contents. You can get glowberries and abandoned mine shafts, though, as well, so we might get lucky and not have to find a... Oh god, that's not going to happen, is it? Let me out. We might get lucky and find a mineshaft. Mineshafts have been added back into World Generation for this version of Bingo. So I've been told. Okay, that should be everything we need. Or everything we can get for now. Yeah, something tells me... I mean, we can kind of head north if we go this way. But I'm not seeing sea pickles. They don't just occur in coral reefs, but coral reefs are the best place to find them, I think. We need to be heading northeast, ideally, for the... Oh, we could try that other shipwreck. This is going to be, like, horribly disorienting for me until I can figure out the rhythm of some of these bingo runs. Did I want to check on the chickens in the hole? Yeah, good idea. We'll go back that way then. Because we do need an egg. Paper, coal, carrots, bamboo. We don't need bamboo. And is that the only chest we get in this one? I think it is. Tragic. Alright, back to our starter island. 10 minutes down already. We've got tropical fish and copper. That's it. Somewhere in this we have to find enough diamonds to make a hoe. Rabbit hide is actually going to be easier now that there are meadows. Because previously the difficulty was just finding the right biomes that rabbits would spawn in, either a desert or a snow plains. They spawn in other biomes too, but so infrequently. And in my practice run, I was able to get enough wool together right away that I could make a bed. Seems unlikely to happen this time around. Get some sand for the glass. Yeah, I mean, the sand's going to be basically everywhere, so that is less of a problem. We got egg, friends. We got egg. Okay, now we can more or less line ourselves up with this X and just keep rowing. Let's put something in the offhand so we can look at that a little more clearly. Yes, okay, it's right here. Looks like it'll be just over there. Yeah, basically dead ahead. Alright. That's 10, 9, 9, 9. And it's missing. Oh, wait, no, it's down here. Oh, very good. 2 diamonds. That's our hoe taken care of. We've got a bit of food there as well. Water-breathing potion will get us a glass bottle. Very nice. I think the water-breathing potions are actually added since 1.16, so there we go. We didn't need the sand after all, chat. And now I can breathe underwater. Ain't that great? We need gunpowder, so we can go back for one of these creepers. Difficulty is still set to easy, so if you... Whoa! Yeah, if you see me take out any of these mobs with incredible ease, then that's really why. Yeah, okay. Something tells me I should have made a shield. Or a bed. Or literally any form of defense against mobs. Anyway, we can chuck this now, and probably that one, because I assume they led to the same thing. Good. That's a beach rather than a desert. I don't see any cactus. We will need cactus at some point for the cyan dye. Yeah, we do need bones as well, but we'll encounter skeletons all over the place, so we don't need to worry as much about that. What I'm mostly worried about right now is making a shield, which I have the iron to do. In fact, I have enough iron that I could do basically anything. While I've got water breathing, I can dive down here. Could probably make a door just for easier mining, but let's take care of the diamond hoe. The other change to this that I've noticed is that you, more or less, have to have the item in your inventory instead of just, like, picking it up out of the crafting interface like you used to, so that's changed. Let's do a little bit of smelting. I've got another minute of water breathing, so we should be able to smelt the stone for a stone cutter. Let's make an iron pickaxe. And once the stone is done, we can smelt the clay balls as well. Where did I had those. Did I? Oh wait, no, they're in my offhand. I was looking at it because they don't appear in your inventory when you're looking at them like that. I was like, where are the clay balls? So we can chuck one of those. We don't need that. That's all good. That can float away. We can craft the stone cutter. See, we're getting there. We're getting there. We'll need 2 bones, effectively, because we'll need one for the white dye, unless I find a Lily of the Valley beforehand. And we will need to kill a spider for its eye. We only got string from that other one. Let's craft a shield. So we've got that now. These bricks will be done. We can make a flower pot. My water-breathing potion is running out. That's fine. We will be out of the water in a second. Alright. Now I fancy my chances of getting bones and gunpowder a little better. There's the gunpowder. Hello. Can I pick that up? Thank you. We've got spiders here as well. For the spider eye. I think spider eyes are actually a player kill drop, so you have to be a little wary of other stuff killing them. We'll get the bones from this chap. Didn't drop any bones. Good. Excuse me while I come over here and eat fish. Shoot the zombie. Why are the skeletons such a bad shot in easy mode? Ah! Don't blow up my bones! Or the skeleton's bones, for that matter. Thank you. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, we still need something for white dye, but at least we got most of that taken care of. Okay, we're not doing too badly. Let's head towards any warm-looking ocean. Do we need anything from snow biomes? We do need snow layers, so we can get that. Codex, Shy, thank you so much for the resubs. Equinox, thank you so much for the 200 bits. Appreciate that very much. Thank you all for the support. I guess we will need to get a hay bale for the target block and some redstone and stuff. So we've got all of that to look forward to. On my tests bingo card earlier, I also got deep slate tile walls. So you'd have to gather 8 cobbled deep slate, turn that into polished and then bricks and then tile, and then turn that into walls. Alternatively, if you had a stone cutter already, you could just do a single piece of deep slate and convert it. But it was interesting trying to figure out, okay, what do you actually need to craft that sort of like bare minimum? Spider eye. Okay, I don't have any inventory space. It's an oversight. Ah! There's too many mobs here. Too many. There we go. We can pick the ink back up if I can... I can stop being harassed by every mob under the sun. Too much. Okay, there's the bones. There's the bones we need. I'm getting back in the water. I can't stomach this. Too much action. Let me get over here so I can craft things away from the prying arrows of skeletons. Alright, white dye. We've got that for the grey. We can throw those. I mean, we could probably keep the bone meal for stuff. Right, we don't need that. We don't need that. We no longer need the egg. We'll keep the carrots as food. We have almost enough wheat, actually. But yeah, I just picked up so much useless stuff. I need one, at least one book. Actually, we should have kept the paper. Pick up the paper. There we go. We just got most of it back, but hey. Yeah, we'll need the paper for bookshelf. Yeah, keeping the bone meal for wheat is also a solid idea. There's not much there, though. What I really should have done is craft a bucket for traversal. Because with a bucket, we can just do this. Effectively grappling hook our way up this mountain. And that'll get us a shortcut to the snow, which we can craft into snow layers. Okie doke, 3 of those. There's snow. Thank you. Use that water bucket trick so much. Yeah, I use it all the time now. Very handy way to traverse the amount of extreme landscapes there are in World Generation post 118. See, here's all of our powdered snow if we needed that on the card. But we don't. Fortunately, emeralds. See, the other thing is, you can now get emerald ore so much more reliably in mountain biomes that finding an emerald on the card is no longer a case of getting severely lucky in caves or more likely finding a village or something that's got like emeralds in the loot chest from a shipwreck or something. You can find them in mountain biomes when you're gearing up with iron. Luckily, deep slate emerald ore is not on the card. Get a few more wheat seeds in case we need to grow wheat. Not that grass isn't everywhere, but there you go. There's a couple of cows here. We can get a bit more leather from, hopefully. And if not, we'll at least get some food. Like I said, we'll at least get some food. None of them dropped leather. Outstanding work. We need cactus from the mesa. Oh, there's a desert village over there. Even better. Let's go that way. I don't have my boat on me. That's fine. We can swim and eat. Yeah, the fact that cactus grows in mesa is actually really valuable in this because the mesa biomes are a lot larger than they are in the previous version of Fetchr, and sometimes you find them before you even find a desert. Am I not going to try finding an ancient city under these mountains? The idea, I think, will be to find an ancient city last. Both because it's likely to take a while, and because we only need one thing from there. We might find other stuff on the way, theoretically, like you might find a diamond hoe in an ancient city, so there's actually kind of synergy between those two items on the bingo card. However, if you go looking for an ancient city, it could take a very, very long time to find. There's our hay bale for the target block, though. So we no longer need to worry about wheat. Can throw that out. Right. What else are we looking for? We could go looking for rabbit hide. A cat has conveniently killed a rabbit right here. So that was very easy. Didn't even need to kill it ourselves this time and make everyone sad. Do these villagers have a library? They have one of these buildings, which I don't think is library material, but I'll take a bed. And we could have got a flower pot from this even. There we go. This is the brewing stand. I don't recall any of these being specifically a library type of building. So that's fine. Let's throw the furnace down, cook ourselves some food. And also the cactus. They don't have any pumpkins growing here either because it's a desert village. Which I'm pretty sure don't have pumpkins. They've got the other stuff. You mostly get pumpkins in tiger villages, right? And let's take stock of what else we need. We've got enough for the bookshelf. We need an apple from an oak tree. There's a mangrove biome over there. Unfortunately, this card doesn't have any of the mangrove stuff on it. I don't think there's anything else valuable that we could get over there unless there's a lush cave by chance, but I don't think that's a guarantee. We don't need the string for anything. Sort of unfortunate that there aren't sea pickles down here somewhere, you know. We do have enough to make the rails. We just need sticks. But you can now find those in abandoned mine shafts. So, depending on how lucky we get while caving, it may not even be worth doing that. Pretty sure pickles generate in houses too. I don't think desert houses have them. You get cacti in a lot of these. Oh, wait, no. Amazing. Good call, chat. Yeah, I didn't think you got them in there because I thought they were always cactus, but I didn't realize inside the houses, not in flower pots, was where I should be looking. There we go. For everything else, though, like, if we wanted to trade up with a farmer for ages, we could potentially get suspicious stew that way. That would require the farmer to have a wheat trade. I'm just a little way away from having, like, tons of mushrooms and whatnot. Which we could have gone and seen there was a mushroom island fairly close to spawn. I don't think this is going to be an easy trade-up, but you never know. Are you going to be a farmer? Is anyone going to be a farmer? Is the farmer just taking a while to arrive? There we go. Yeah, shipwrecks have suspicious stew as well, but shipwrecks are actually harder to find in this version I've seen. Because of ocean generation being so much wider. Like, how far is that going to get us? We could buy pumpkin pie off of him. And now we're set for food for a while. Yeah, you know what? We won't worry about it. I think I had some emeralds and threw them away or something, but won't worry about that now. Are there any cows here before I go? They've got sheep, but not cows, it seems like. We'll need to take one hay bale with us for the target block. I've not forgotten that. That's... Oh, it's got a stone cutter in it. Always good. We've got more bread there, more cactus, more wheat. Nah, let's not worry about it. So we don't need that anymore. There's a lot of stuff that we just ended up picking up after we threw it away. There's a glow squid in the water? I'm sure there was. There's a few of these that lead down into deeper ravines and covered areas. But I'm not sure if we'll spot it now. Squid can despawn the way hostile mobs do, so... There's a pumpkin or melon stalking the farm. I mean, we don't need to worry about pumpkins right now. We all find a glow squid somewhere else, though, I'm pretty sure. Do glow squids despawn? Yeah, they do. They basically behave the same as squids in every way except the texture. There's another nether portal over there. I wonder if that'll have anything we need. At this point, probably not. Unless it's got some interesting tools or something in it. Sometimes getting gold tools in bingo can be really good because you're only using them temporarily, but it'll help you, like, mine stone or get, like, fortune on coal or something like that. You need to mine stone really quickly. Oh, for the seeds, huh? Yeah. Yeah, about that. Not going to worry about it now. Sword, Curse of Vanishing, a Silk Touch Shovel. Not really anything there that we need. Silk Touch is usually good to find. Unfortunately, in bingo, you don't really need it for anything. Like, the bingo card is set up so you don't need to get enchantments that might take absolutely ages or just a really lucky roll to find. So we don't need the lapis anymore. Like, I feel like most of this is stuff that we can chuck out. Rabbits. We might save the flint and steel just in case. See, there's a mine shaft right here. What could we find in a mine shaft? There's occasionally redstone, I think, in some of these. And you could get really lucky with the different types of rails, too. Now that mine shafts are back. You don't need Silk Touch for the Skulk Catalyst. Skulk items don't need Silk Touch in this bingo pack. They've changed the loot table specifically for that. And besides, you'd need a Silk Touch hoe for it, not any other Silk Touch item. Because I'm pretty sure they don't let you just mine it with whatever. I could be wrong, though. I think the hoe is just, like, the preferred tool. Either way, looks like none of this is going to be super helpful. At least now I have a golden apple and a bed. But yeah, they changed the loot table so Skulk always drops without a need for Silk Touch. Which was quite thoughtful, because getting Silk Touch would be such a pain. And a very lucky thing if it happened to you. We should basically just sleep, right? Because we don't need any more mob drops except for stuff like Glow Squid. Which I think it might be easiest to spot if we just go and find a, an underwater, like, ravine. You don't get them with magma blocks and stuff anymore like you used to, so that's going to be different about the bingo route. But if there's, like, a cave that we can swim down into, that is more likely than anything to have Glow Squid in it. Like down here, for example. Gonna need to upgrade my weaponry soon. Yeah, that doesn't have Glow Squid in it, but it's not a large cave. Let's look in this shipwreck for suspicious stew. And in the neighboring ravine for Glow Squid. Very nice. Got anything good back here? More books. Okay, perfect. We can make the bookshelf that way. Got that. I don't think these ever have redstone in. But, yeah, most of that's kind of useless now. There's a pumpkin in the front chest. Oh, yeah, of course. Good. Alright, not doing too badly. We need to find a lush cave and the deep dark, which are both kind of rough considerations. Yeah, mostly just looking down at the seafloor here to see if there's any good areas for glow squid spawning. Most of the time I just spot them out the corner of my eye, you know? But then we're really going to have to go caving to find the deep dark. We'll probably find redstone on our way down there. So I'm not worried about the target block until we really have to be. What's the Apple plan? Just, like, take down a oak tree somewhere, you know? There's a bunch of larger ones in the jungle. We can craft an iron hoe with the iron I have. Like, this card really didn't need that much iron. Sometimes you even get them in ruined nether portals, which is why I'm making my way over to this one. But yeah, like, you can tear apart an iron hoe and still not get an apple from an oak tree, so that's the difficult stuff. Nope, nothing in there. Fair enough. Plains houses usually have apples in chests. Yeah, problem is getting a Plains village is not a particularly guaranteed event. What do I think about the Hermit TCG? I love it. I think it's really fun. I think it's such a cool idea, and Vintage Beef has done a spectacular job pulling it off. So, props to him, and I'm so glad that everybody is giving it the kudos it deserves, basically, by playing it as much as they are. We'll throw that out. We'll craft some more sticks, because we need an iron hoe. And let's see what we can get from these trees. There's one. Good, okay. Right, I think we need to start searching caves for lush terrain. Obviously, like, if we find an azalea on the surface, we'll know, right? And then we can just dig down in the roots. And eventually we'll find glowberries. But the mineshaft chests might have been a good call for that. We might even find another mineshaft in this section of mesa, which could be worth looking for. Honestly, like, this is filled up faster than I was expecting. But I could be Counting my chickens well before they've hatched. When it comes to finding the deep dark around here. Not seeing any mineshaft action around. And it's a fairly small section of Badlands as well. Couple of loose caves, but forget leaves waterlogged now. Let's keep this hoe around so that we can just bash our way through stuff like this. Don't need the cows anymore. Q Pyro, if you could delete one item and one food from the game, what would it be? You delete beetroot as it's useless, otherwise, item-wise, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, the most straightforward but no fun answer is poisonous potatoes. Because it's not like they really do anything, and they're not as disruptive to the game as they could be, but from what I gather from the established philosophy from the developers about poisonous potatoes is that they're a reminder that items can and should be useless occasionally. See a plains village over there after I said we wouldn't find one, but honestly I don't think we'll get anything worthwhile from it now unless it has a blacksmith. We do still have the hay bale. There's a lot of lava around here. But yeah, I'm not seeing too much that'd be useful to us. These houses sometimes have bookshelves in. But not this time. Yeah, we've got to move on, I think. Oh, big mountains. Okay. Maybe we could go looking for the deep dark down there. Clerics for redstone. Don't have any emeralds. I guess I could trade easily for emeralds with the hay bales that are around. That might be worth it, actually. Yeah, it's not like really far down the list the way it is with suspicious stew and farmers, right? Sticks for emeralds? Sticks would take too long. You don't typically get Fletchers by default in villages as well, to my knowledge. But there's a couple of churches in here already, so quick farmer trade and some clerics is a very good call. Yeah, I'll have to be internalizing some of these strats. Because there's a child. Yeah, we're gonna... Oh god, it's on fire. The child is a pyromaniac. We're gonna need a lot of these strategies in future runs, I think, because the conditions are so different to what they were in 1.16.5 Fetchr, you know? Here's the guy. Here's our guy. The guy's arrived. You're the wheat trader we need. And it's workday time, so you've got redstone, and that's our target block done. Great call by chat. Very, very good stuff. So now we're just after underground stuff, really. Sventuslav, thank you so much for the 100 bits. On the diagonal with 34 months as well. Thank you. Also had Casey Byland, Queen Kiwi, Codex. I think I got Codex earlier, but Casey and Queen Kiwi, thank you so much for the resubs. Hope you're both well. Right, we've got loads of food, no armor, a shield. A A shield which hasn't taken a hit yet, which I find quite funny. Yeah, I'm saying we look underneath this mountain to see if there's going to be any deep dark at lower levels. I think the best way of doing that might just be to dig straight down. As long as we've got a water bucket handy. Although I don't necessarily trust the water bucket clutch right now with the occasional like block lag that I'm getting. I'll do a quick check around first to see if there's any convenient caves for us to drop down, but it seems unlikely. No, I think we'll just dig down where there is sand and it's vaguely sea level. The biome won't tell us where deep dark is until we're like really low down in the world, so. Let's start here. See, this is where gold tools would actually be really useful. Because they'd really eat through this stone for like 40 blocks, by which point you'd be down low enough that you might have hit the cave layers. Hello? Not really seeing anything that way. Oh, diamonds right there. Not that we really need those, but we might also find... There's redstone right there. There's glow squid. I knew we'd find glow squid down here. We do have a little bit of breathing room as well, which is good. Alright, this guy up here is going to be our best bet. Okie doke. Now to not drown. More difficult than it sounds. Okay. We are now in cave. And thankfully, the gamma is making it very easy to see. Which is another great adjustment that they've made to this pack for Minecraft Bingo. But I don't really see a way to get any further down that is better than just swimming down and placing doors. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, that's a frightening sound. Right, deep slate levels here. Got a few magma blocks that we can rest on. For once, I'm going to leave these weird ambient pretzel tracks on because it's sort of appropriate for the task at hand. Whoa, okay. We're not seeing deep dark yet. Not seeing a lush cave either. But we're in that Badlands biome. The problem with adventures like this is that digging back up to the surface from this low down takes a really long time. So this is one of those things where if you're going on a long caving trip, you better turn out to be right about where you're digging. Because it can sometimes be a really difficult trip back to the surface. Lavender Mama, thank you so much for the 23 months. And Kathy, thank you for the 10 months. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not liking our chances of finding deep, dark, or lush caves down here. So I think, with the skeletons shooting us from every angle, gonna make our escape. It's Y21. We'll probably just dig up. Grab a stack of cobble or whatever we've got on us. Yeah, like, I think the best bet is always going to be, if you're looking for lush cave stuff, just patrol the overworld until you find an azalea tree, because then you know there's a lush cave there from the surface. Saves you the time digging down. Sometimes you can even find really easy cave openings to lush caves. Rotation, Cute Pyro, thank you for the resubs. I still don't understand where half of these blocks are going. So I've just picked up 27 cobble from the surface, so clearly they're getting like displaced into neighboring blocks, and that's frustrating. Right. So once again, if we could find a mine shaft in this mesa, there's a chance we'd get glowberries from a chest there, but we'd still be lumbered with finding stuff from the deep dark. This is the difficulty. We've done pretty well to get this far, though. These enormous mountains. Still no mine shafts around that I can see. How are we finding the new Fetchr? It's wild. It's so fun. I really like exploring 118 terrain, so I think it's a delight to have more reason to do that, you know? More reason to just randomly explore and see cool stuff like these enormous cliffs. I'm going to throw out some of this stuff now that we should no longer need it. Try swimming down underneath these mountains where I can. And see if any of these sorts of caves... Oh! Moss! And clay! Perfect. This should lead down through... Whoa, okay. Yep, gonna wait for that to turn into obsidian before we get our glowberries. But there they are. I believe you can get spore blossoms in these bingo cards as well now, so that's kind of a fun twist on the formula. But yeah, thank goodness that was an aquifer. Incredible stuff. Right, the next thing to do, really, while we're here, you know, since we're in the area... I should have taken note of which compass direction that mountain was in. Like, which way it was we were facing when we saw it, because you usually find deep, dark, under tall terrain like that. And this is still Lush Cave, but the two can border on each other. They can be neighbors. Seems unlikely in this case, though. And this is almost the point at which it might be worth ditching all of the stuff that we've got right now, just dying in lava, going back to spawn, resetting, and looking for deep dark somewhere where it's more likely to occur naturally. Reddit's fun, thank you for the 15 months. Glad you're enjoying all the stuff that I do. Yeah, death reset might be a better way to go for some of this, especially judging by how much lava is around here. But I might swim up. Try and take stock of the terrain around here. The mountains were sort of over to the north. I don't know for certain which way we were headed once we were down there, but let's keep going. Let's have a quick look around here. We've got 5 minutes left before we hit the hour. Yeah, that was deep. That was a pretty deep ocean ravine. And there's lots of tall terrain in this seed, like where we are in the world, so... There's another Plains village. Have you got any skulk sensors? Catalysts? Whatever? Eklogs, thanks so much for the full year. Everyone spam the word nerd in the chat, please. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel for a full year. Welcome to the Nerd Herd. Enjoy that nerd sub badge. Teeth are fine, thank you. Yeah, my teeth were actually alright at the checkup. It was just the wisdom tooth had some like inflammation in the gums that needed taking care of, but I'm taking antibiotics and I'm fine. It just needs a week or so to have antibiotics work on it. So I am all good, and I still have all of the teeth that I went in with, instead of one of them having to be pulled, which was my main concern. And it's really funny the amount of people who have responded to me since then when I said, like, oh, my teeth didn't need to be pulled. Where people have responded saying, do it anyway. I'm like, no. I don't want to have invasive surgery that's going to yank out one of my teeth and then have to recover from that for a few days and be completely out of action for work, when I could just take some antibiotics and it's fine. My dentist actually actively recommended against pulling my teeth. But people, the armchair dentists, maybe people who've had their own wisdom teeth pulled as like a preventative thing, have gone like, oh, it's better to have them out. And I'm like, I don't know that it is. Like, yeah, sure, they're not going to cause you as many issues, but, you know, you're pulling out an otherwise fairly healthy tooth. Antibiotics aren't any fun. I mean, it's one tablet I have to take 3 times a day. It's not, like, the biggest problem, really. I mean, the infection wasn't fun. The antibiotics are just, like, they're nothing. I'm taking penicillin, you know? It's not like penicillin's gonna knock me on my butt. Yeah, high risk of infection when you have an open wound. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, there's... I feel like a lot of folks, and this may be me generalizing, but I find that it's often people from the US tend to practice, like, that kind of preventative dentistry to the extremes in a lot of ways, and I feel like we don't go in for that as much in the UK. Although my dentist is, like... I don't know, he has a weird vibe. He's a good dude, but he's like incredibly casual to the point where he like shrugs at a lot of stuff, and I'm like, I want you to be confident about what you're saying about my teeth. But he's it's not like he doesn't know. He's just kind of like, yeah, you could do it, you could not do it. Like, it's kind of up to you. And I'm like, what? Surely you're the one who should be telling me what to do. Because you're the one with professional medical experience. And he's like, yeah, it is and it isn't. Looks like we are going to get our deep dark. Because I just spotted it down here, and as long as we don't get killed by something on the way down, like this lava, for example, hello, looks like we're getting it. So let's ride the wave. Nice, good clutch. Dodge around this. Iron hoe at the ready. We need 1 Sculpt Catalyst, getting a sub-hour time on our first bingo card. Oh, so close to dying there, but we made it. There's our Catalyst. And then we'll get killed by the Warden and call it a day. How about that? Alright, where is it? Where did it go? What wall has it glitched through? Nailed it. Alright, 59:14, the time to beat. GG, please give out the points, mods. Thank you for participating in the prediction. That's what I expected to happen, realistically, was that we would just see it through a crack in the ground, all the way from the surface right down to, like, negative coordinates in the deep dark, and then you just go for it. Like, that is how I find the deep dark the majority of the time, unless I've started a strip mine. So, yeah, that was not bad. And now we have the fun of being killed by the Warden. I love hold straight to negative 54, yeah. Night Day Ash, thank you for the Prime sub. Monete, thank you for the 500 bits, because it's cheaper to do things preventively. Emergency stuff will bankrupt you. I guess so, yeah, but then everything in America costs a lot when it comes to medical care. The Loud Neon, thank you for the 3 years as well. Thank you so much for the resub. Eric Fetchr. There he is. Should also probably turn some of the sounds down a bit. There we go. Hey, bud. I've just completed a bingo run. Be happy for me. I've got no armor, and we're on easy mode. But he's still going to kill me. Very nice. Very nice. I feel like that should be the tradition. If it's got deep dark stuff in the card, you finish with that and you get killed by the Warden. 59:14. We should probably set up a PB command. Specifically, do I have a PB command already? No, okay, there we go. Carter, cut it out, please. Just call the Warden Eric. Yeah, somebody did say it was an Eric finish, so. Alright, just gonna set up a quick... we'll do bingo PB. 119 PB is 59.14. Smile. Okay, now we go for sub 59, I guess. Is this week on the podcast a chunk mail dispenser? Yes, it is. Because last week I basically just got back to the UK, so it was like, let's catch up on all of the stuff I haven't had to talk about yet.
Well, that's just prime.
Bingo and Bingo PB. Alright, I've added that to the title. We're good. Let's go again. Could invite Fwip to spawn chunks. He was one of the guest hosts while I was away. Yeah, him, Mythical Sausage, and Fix-It 412 from the Realm of Aston, among other things. Were all guest hosts while I was in the States. See you later, Lightning RC. Thanks for hanging out. Codex, thank you for gifting a sub. Very kind of you. 7, 13, 24. Let's... can I say buy rights? I can do better than that. I can say buy lights. There we go. Let's do another number between 1 and 30, folks. 3 people have already said 7, so I guess we'll go with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, this is going to be a tougher one, I think. Because we have Deep Dark stuff in here, obviously. We have a Goat Horn, which, like I said, probably the best way to get that is get lucky and find a Pillager Outpost, but I didn't see a Pillager Outpost the entire time we did that last card. This is regular Deep Slate, which requires you to smelt cobbled Deep Slate, remember. Flowering Azalea is fine if you find an Azalea on the surface. You don't need to find a Lush Cave for it. Powder Snow, not that difficult. The grove biomes are pretty easy to spot. Muddy Mangrove Roots is probably the hardest thing on the card. We also have Pointed Dripstone, which isn't terrible, but does just require you to find a Dripstone Cave. Yeah, like, honestly, the Muddy Mangrove Roots is probably the hardest because it's a block you can get one way. You can craft it, but if you've got the material to craft it, then you've probably already found the mangrove biome. Because the other alternative is growing a mangrove from scratch, which would require you to get a mangrove propagule somehow. Like, the Wandering Trader, I'm pretty sure, is the only other way you can get them. So you basically have to find a mangrove biome for that to work. Yeah, you can get some moss from a shipwreck and bone meal it to get the flowering azalea. That's another option. Yeah, lots of 119 blocks now. Lots of 119 blocks and items. So we've got, like, raw copper, for example. Excuse me. I don't know if there are any other raw blocks in it, but if you click this sign, this series of chests has all of the new stuff in it. But I sort of don't want to look at it too closely because I like being surprised by these when they come up. So we're going to start... We're in a massive jungle biome. So does that take care of anything immediately? I mean, there's going to be ferns around, but I don't have any iron right away. I think I see pointed dripstone over there. So that's a good start. Savannas are usually a good source of dripstone caves, I find. I find they pair together quite frequently. I don't see any azaleas right off the bat. We don't need the coral biome this time. We're going to fall more or less directly on a melon, but we don't need melons for this card either. We do need a kelp block. As far as mob drops, we just need the spider eye. Okay. Well, let's get some food to start with. Never good food, but it's still food. If there's corals, there's sea pickles for lime dye? I guess so, yeah. Get our stone pickaxe. Not having as many issues with item entities this time. Crossing fingers about that. Right, so let's get the shovel, axe, furnace. Let's dig our way out. Oh, maybe that dirt just jumped out of where I was expecting to get it. Okay. We need shears for the ferns, so maybe we'll come back through here. We don't need bamboo or cocoa beans. Big ravine there, but I didn't see too much worthwhile. Acacia sapling from over there, probably. Let's get this oak tree so that we can have some wood to work with. Obviously, there's jungle wood everywhere, but... Now that we're over here, have a quick look for sea pickles. Poisoned a couple of times. Shipwreck right there. Might be partly buried. Okay, we can get in here. That's the important one. Not the best. Still a bit of iron, though. I'll take it for a bucket and a shield. The bucket because I just saw the mountains over there. Grab the kelp while we're still here. There might have been a treasure map, but I think at this point it might be too much for pain to go for. This updated version also include the microbiomes like the 1.16 version. The biomes are small, yeah. I think they've been able to program the terrain generation to be more kind of customized. Instead of just hitting like small biomes or changing a slider like there was in previous versions. It's a vein of calcite over there. There should be some powdered snow up there. Gonna make our way around these gullies in the terrain. Where's the bucket? No time to check whether it is powder snow or not. I'm just going to be right-clicking on all of it. Typically you find the powder snow in grove biomes with the spruce wood. But I think you find it in frozen peaks as well. And it's always the stuff that doesn't have a snow layer on top of it. But I'm not seeing any of that here. Got some iron, though. It's the other thing about coming up this high. Finding iron veins. Okay. Look at the clouds going through there. There's an even higher section of mountain over here. Maybe this will have my powdered snow. It also has sheep of a variety of colors. There we go, there's some. Is that powder snow? Does it just look weirdly pixelated from a distance? Well, here's our chance of getting a goat horn. The early goat horn would be very good. Yeah, come down here, buddy. We'll set up stuff and smelt the iron while we can. Just use the wood for now. We'll save 2 planks so that we can make sticks. Easiest way to get gohorns is with an armor stand. Yeah, unfortunately, don't quite have the materials to make an armor stand right away. Whilst we're going to be standing here, we might as well try and get this goat to ram us. If you get lucky and get a screaming goat. Oh, almost. He was lowering his head. He was thinking about it. But I think he saw me move. Either way, I need another bucket and I need an iron pickaxe. That's my main concern here. We'll also get some shears. We need a bucket of cod at some point. We also need enough iron for a minecart, but we can figure that one out another time. If you want a bucket of milk, goats are now an option for that too. I swear I thought this was going to be the easiest way of getting powdered snow, and yet... doesn't seem to be a huge amount of it around here. Yeah, see, I mined that piece of cobblestone, and the drops end up, like, displaced really far to the right. Like, what is happening? Flying around all over the place. LJN, thank you so much for the 3 months. And Saku Plays Games, thank you for gifting a sub earlier. Really appreciate that. Alright, there's a grove biome down here. Surely that has powder snow. Bit more iron on the way down. How far out am I? I mean, yeah, like somewhere in the million billions of coordinates, but... I didn't think the Minecraft still had a problem with that. I know, my first mistake was assuming Minecraft didn't have problems, but... What are we talking about, Pix? Flawless experience. Right, more sheep. I have shears. Why am I killing them? There we go. I mean, I don't have enough wood for a bed, but that's another matter entirely. The other thing we can do while we're up here... Assuming that this is probably a meadow biome. Yeah. Are there any rabbits here? Really not seeing any. Well, there's our pumpkins for the pumpkin seeds, and there's our dripstone for the pointed dripstone. I'll equip a shield, that'll break my fall. We can get this. Thank you. We can also get the copper very easily from here. 3 ores is usually enough, yep. Funny how I'm so used to the previous version of Fetchr where it was enough to just like pull it out of the crafting interface to score it on the bingo card. So I keep trying to craft something and then just like throw it out of my inventory. Pemley Stolborg, thank you so much for the 21. Ski Pro, thank you so much for the 14 as well. Spider Eye. So we just came from those mountains. We need arrows, so... Killing the skeleton seems like a good idea. Let me get one good swing with the axe. Don't need gunpowder for this card. The skeleton only dropped a bone anyway. Okay. Real question is, what do we want to attempt next? Nope, not making that. Caving, apparently. I didn't forget the pumpkins. They're over here. I'm going towards them. I'm just trying to think what's next. What's next is probably cooking some food. It's probably deep dark under the mountains. There might be.
Well, that's just prime.
Am I playing alone? Yes. Next time Bruno does a bingo stream, if I'm available, I will probably join that to play together because we're both very excited for this. Search for mangroves. Yeah, I think probably search for mangroves and then just find as much other stuff as we can on the way is probably the play. Still only bones. Getting a free bow from a skeleton would also be really nice. Doesn't seem too likely, so I'll try and get some string from the spiders. I think I just threw out some string a minute ago, but I need it back. Nice. There's our arrow. Yeah, it's a little jittery in places, but I don't know what my render distance is even set to. 16, not bad. I think it's just trying to work out all of the additional stuff for the bingo card and everything. It's like rendering a little extra stuff. The terrain is big and it's generating new chunks all the time. Need to keep an eye out for ferns, which I think you see in taiga biomes, jungles, occasionally elsewhere. But I do have shears for that very purpose. We'll run into acacia biomes pretty easily. Sunflowers over here. I can probably get a fair bit from this village, thinking about it. Provided that the village isn't over a giant ravine. Like, once again, if we end up trading some hay bales to a farmer somewhere. Of course, that relies on the farmer still being alive, so I should probably find a bed to sleep in. Can't sleep there. Wow, so many potatoes. Just gonna grab your bed real quick. Where the heck did that go? It's outside for some reason. Is it blackout or 5 in a row? Blackout for this one, ideally. Next question, are there any farmers? There should be one, because there's at least a composter on the other side of this ravine. Excuse me. There's a bunch of leather workers whose cauldrons I will destroy so that they're not causing trouble. Hope the farmer doesn't mind. I'm going to bring his composter somewhere more central. In the meantime, there's a couple of bits and pieces I can do. I can cook the kelp and the sea pickle for the lime dye and the kelp block. Can break all of this down since we don't need a hay bale this time. Yeah, there's probably a cauldron inside the house, but the cauldron is coming from inside the house. A few more emeralds, a couple more loaves of bread, which is nice because we can use the food. Gotta wait for it to be the work day before somebody will pick up a new trade. Chest for golden apples? I don't think you get golden apples in villages. Alright, you. That's that, and now that. Thanks for the composter, I guess. Is there a time limit? It's more that I've set a best time, and I'm now trying to beat that. So there's a personal best. Okay, cool. So now, with enough cobblestone, which I do have... we don't have enough string for the bow. But if I... Did I leave my furnace over there somewhere? Doesn't matter, I can make another one. Probably need another one anyway. Furnace minecart later. We need to cook 3 stone. Which I wish I had some coal for, but again, I probably left that in a furnace somewhere. Yeah, it was over here, wasn't it? Where's the best place to cross this, you reckon? Probably back where I was. Made myself a diving board. There you go. I've revolutionized transport infrastructure for people who can jump. There we go. There's more iron down in this ravine, which is probably worth me getting. So first we can make that. Get that taken care of. Smelt more of this. Cook a sea pickle after that. We don't need all this snow. We need 2 redstone torches. We actually need 2 more stone. But that's the repeater done. We can set this other furnace down and have it cook the iron. Is trading for cod viable, or is it too much of a hassle? I mean, I don't know if they... Do they give you a bucket of cod? If they do, it's really low down the list of trades, so it would be like a much later trade than is convenient. That's lime dye. We have enough iron here for the compass or the minecart, but not both. And definitely not enough for the rails, so we'll grab some of that from the ravine if we can. Here's another fun fact for you. Beds break fall damage. Not if you're holding them like that, but if you're like... if you actively place one underneath you as you fall. But I wasn't going to take as much fall damage as that anyway, so that's fine. Let's see how much iron we get from this. Probably only a couple. Oh, lapis. That's convenient. I mean, it would be if it actually dropped, but... Need to turn that into a stone pressure plate before I forget. Right, detector rail, got. We need a little bit more for the compass and a little bit more for the minecart. Don't need that. Don't need that. We'll keep the string. Oh, wait a second. We have enough iron nuggets to craft another ingot, so we can make the compass now. There we go. We don't need anything from the Mushroom Island. I still need to stop in a savannah long enough to get an acacia sapling. Yeah, massive Mushroom Island, right? So big. Yeah, we'll get the cod, but we can get the cod basically anywhere we want to. There we go. Got an achievement for that one as well. There's a swamp here, which could in theory lead to a mangrove swamp, since they are typically going to occupy a similar space in the world generation. I'm not seeing any mangrove right away. You really only need one little patch of mud and one mangrove tree to find it. But alas, this does not appear to have one. Do we know why the name was changed to Fetchr? I think maybe because Minecraft Bingo was more of the original name for it that Lorgon made, and I think just to kind of differentiate it from that. Just a cool name, I guess. I thought for a second I'd seen an azalea over there, but sadly no. There's a geode down there. We don't need that for anything, but it is one. Another village. Ooh, village in Tall Mountains. Tall Mountains, high erosion, potentially deep dark. Acacia biome as well. Is that deep slate 3 and 2 down? Yes. Let's quickly make a stone hoe to make this marginally faster than just punching leaves. Probably get one from a chest in this village, but I think it's a plains village rather than an acacia village, so I don't think they'd necessarily have that sapling. And before it lands on the roof. Or we just don't get one at all. Being pushed around by the cows. There it is. We've got Dripstone Cave here. See how far down this leads. Bit of easy iron. For a given value of easy, of course. But we need a fair bit of that. It would be nice to have more iron gear. Like a bucket and everything. Don't think there's much else we need from down here. We don't need glow ink this time. Glow lichen isn't a requirement either. We have lapis already. Once again, this is the story of how I get lost. Let's quickly dig down and get some deep slate. That should be all we need from here. Gold for the powered rails. Yeah, we can get powered rails a different way. You can get gold different ways too, but might be easier to find in Badlands than worrying about it down here. That baby zombie has been quite tenacious. Oh. I was hoping I could get from the top of that dripstone up to the next layer, but I can't! Well, thank goodness we're on easy. I was eating bread, assuming I had a shield in my offhand, because I usually play with one. And on that occasion, I did not. Hey, I'm still in the village. So, look at that jungle tree. I love it when Minecraft does stuff like that. It's just like a little dirt platform. And it's just decided to grow a full jungle tree on that. Miles above everything else. That's so funny. God, I love Minecraft sometimes. That's so great. That's the kind of stuff you see that and you're like, I'm going to make a base there if it's like a standard world. Obviously, not quite the case with this bingo malarkey, but you got to build up the landscape to give that jungle tree a reason for existing. It's an astronaut. Yes, it's going to space. One of these days. For a second, I was worried the baby zombie had followed us all the way from that cave, but I think it's just a tree that they can get up from here. Yeah, try now. Try now. Right, next up. We can put this furnace down to smelt the deep slate. Don't want to smelt it with our boat. We can get the fern from this jungle. There's mangrove. And we need one of these. Our furnace did just like pop off onto the ground, but that's our first column. I could use a bucket and a shield. The rest I think we can not worry about for now. And again, all of the items getting displaced is slightly distracting. Thank you. To the mangrove! Thanks for the string. I'll be off now. Bye-bye. I think I still have enough stone for that. So we need our muddy mangrove roots from here. we should find right there. I mean, if they'll land in my inventory, that would be helpful too. Thank you. Man, there's so many creepers in this place. Can't a man get some peace? We got our mangrove propagules. And we can craft the dispenser now, because we still have all of the stuff we need for that. We need to get some wood, but I mostly just want space to think. We might find... Well, there's a little sliver of Badlands over there. Just thinking in terms of getting gold in higher quantities. That looks like it just borders on the edge of a stony shore biome, though. Massive mushroom island over there. Mushroom fields biome. Very cool. No more Badlands over there. Sea pickles, bit of jungle. Excuse me, I need to blow my nose. Right, Rabbit Hide is still going to be the holdout. Rabbit Hide will be fine. Sounds like a lie, but... I think the hardest thing is usually going to be finding mangrove and then deep dark. These mountains ahead should theoretically have deep dark underneath them. But getting in and out is the rough part. But rabbits are easier now that the grove biomes are a thing. Goat horn is tough. Yeah, I'd almost expect this to, like, lead down to a cave with deep dark at the bottom of it or something. This isn't quite what I was after. This is just a hole for creepers to follow me down into. Thanks for helping me dig, I guess. I'm not getting so much of the stone. I'm hearing bat screeching, so there are caves down here. Never seen this before with the item flinging. I think it might be a symptom of us just being really far out in the world. Okay, there is deep dark here. Nice! Incredible. Okay. What else could we get from here? Golden apple, potentially. Goat horn, no. How much gold and stuff is going to be around? I have 2 pieces of wool. Let's do this. Things you never expected to do in Minecraft Bingo. Raid an ancient city? Check. Alright, we got chests there. Shriekers there are going to be a nightmare. That one opposite is potentially better. Yeah, this doesn't seem to have any shriekers in there as far as I can tell. No, it's clear. Okay. Leggings, enchanted book, skull catalyst, bunch of neat stuff. I mean, I'll take the leggings probably, but nothing too usable there. The vertical towers are always a pretty good shout as well. These guys. This one doesn't have any ladders there. It's got one. The one that's preventing me from pillaring up. Top of here. We got books, a lot of amethysts. Saddle, that could be a good one. Nope, not much there. You don't need Silk Touch to get sensors, not in this. They've modified the loot table so that they don't need Silk Touch. Just because Silk Touch would be such a pain to get hold of in a fast bingo run. It'll take you, like, you'd have to set up enchanting probably, unless you got really lucky with item drops. Ooh, Lush Cave right there. That's our Azalea. As long as I can get out of here without getting murdered by the Warden. This looks like it's got no skulk in it at all. Efficiency 5 hoe. There's a diamond hoe for us. Curse of Vanishing, but hey, when are we going to use that? We're good on redstone, regrettably. That's our flowering azalea taken care of. There's a bit of gold over here. That's not enough for either the rails or the apple. Not that we're getting an apple from down here, but this one here could be an option. Better pants. And regen potion. We'll keep the iron ingot. Nothing really we can use here. So, any other... Right, we got a tower here. That has a chest over there. Good. Yeah, still no... Got enchanted books, skulk, bones. Yeah, no golden apples or anything. Couple more potential ones down here. Anything of value in the redstone room? I don't think so at this point. I don't think it uses rails. There could be a golden apple in the chest, though. That's a possibility. Not looting this one. Maybe looting that one. Probably trip the Shrieker behind it, but... Enchanted golden apple doesn't count. Do you ever get regular golden apples in here? I kind of have a feeling it's only enchanted golden apples. If only we could unenchant it, right? Just put this apple in a grindstone real fast. This should be safe. If we stay on these woolen ramparts. Oh, this isn't one with a chest. Sometimes there's a chest there that you can use to get in here. This one's just broken anyway. Yeah, I mean, you could get a repeater from down here if, for whatever reason, you still needed a repeater. But I think all of the rest of this is pretty much worthless. Skulk drops XP and the block data pack gives you an unlimited XP source. I mean, in theory, sure. Don't think that's necessarily your concern in this bingo game mode, but... Anywhere else we can snag some quick loot from? I think we've kind of covered... Second notch apple. Swift sneak, name tag, yeah. Unfortunately, some of the stuff here is just like... The loot is too highbrow for our bingo card. There's a couple of things that you could get from here. If it would be really convenient if you could, but... The chances of actually finding an ancient city and tending to would be pretty astronomical, I think. And this bingo card doesn't have anything in the way of, like, you know, the amethyst shards, the glow shards, anything like that. Right, we have enough of this to at least make the powered rail. While I'm here, I can make the dispenser. Just need to make a bow first. Then that should come up. No goat horns down here, to my knowledge. If anything, they didn't want to make noise, of course, so... Don't need the spider eyes. Don't really need the string anymore. Like, not bad, though. For an impromptu Ancient City raid, not tripping any Shriekers so far. Pretty good. One more gold should get us the powered rail recipe. There we go. And then, yeah. Get a golden apple, a rabbit hide, and a goat horn now. In 10 minutes. I mean, we could in theory get a goat horn from the mountain that we're underneath right now. Getting back to the surface is going to be kind of a pain. And getting goats to ram you is more difficult than it sounds. So we've raided this already. I like the huge iron vein right there. Right, we checked this one. Yeah. That was not too helpful. This one I know we haven't tried because there's a Shrieker right at the top and it would hear us opening the chest. But that is, again, nothing we really need. Alright, let's move. I don't know where we came in is the other problem. And these wooden towers don't have chests in them, right? Yeah, nothing there really. I think we came in over there, maybe? Maybe... That's useless too. Let's try... Actually, let's not. Okay. Not sure of our way out. A lot of mobs around. But hey, I have diamond leggings now, so I'm better protected than I was. Shout out to the huge iron vein. Oh, good. My axe just broke. Forgot I was still using stone. Let's upgrade. Like Superman, he goes into his phone booth and comes out swinging a diamond sword. It's just a one life deal? No, it's not hardcore or anything, but it's more that dying is a big enough setback because of all of the stuff I've accumulated and all of the places I've traveled so far that it's kind of a pain continuing after that. But honestly, with the stuff we still need, you're just as likely to find it through sheer luck as you are through determined, continued exploration. Okay, doing all right. Didn't see any more gold down there. We've got 4 raw gold. We need 2 more. Hey, Shiner, thanks so much for the raid. Welcome in. Rooks and Ravens, thank you for the Prime sub earlier. Also, Dr. Becquerel, Crossrunner, Neptunes, thank you all for the resubs and the fresh sub. Okay, nothing down here, really. I think once we get to an hour, we will probably end this run, regardless of the completion on our bingo card. And then we'll try and go for one more. Because, like I said, in theory, sub 1 hour was a pretty good time. All right. And yeah, we could be here all night. We found the spider portion of the cave. Ooh, dungeon. See, that's not going to have a goat horn, but it might have a golden apple. So I might go back in a second. Problem is I need torches. Remember when they were going to change the light level that stuff could spawn from spawners to like 11 or something? Remember what a bad idea that felt like it was? MGL Reaper, there aren't like shaders running here. This is part of the bingo pack. They basically adjust the default gamma level so that when you're playing in caves you don't have to worry about the shadow. But that's part of this bingo pack. It basically edits the gamma. The rest of the time, though, there's a mod called Gamma Utils, which we use on the Empire's server, and that does basically the same thing. There's the Warden, by the way. We're not going to worry about him. Or his friend. I think the best way out is going to be through this lush cave that we found earlier. So we're going to go this way. Gonna take the diamonds even though I don't need them. Because I am still a Minecraft player. Still not getting any higher than like Y30 in the negatives, which is not good. There's another dungeon right here. Okay. Spiders this time. I guess they are more common under Y0. Other sides. I don't know if they've still edited the amount of dungeons that can generate, because I'm not sure if that's a property which is still adjustable.
Well, that's just prime.
It was in previous versions of Bingo, but that was in 1.16.5 when we still had, I think, custom world sliders as part of the create new world screen. Why don't I just mine upwards? It takes ages. And we're underneath a mountain, so like I don't really know what the maximum Y coordinate is. It's not like we're always going to come out at sea level. We could come out at like ridiculous. Like, what are we under right now? Dark forest. But if that's up a mountain, we can come out at like Y 160 or something like that. Got another notch apple. Always good. There's another golden apple there as well. And yeah, not really much else worth taking. I'll take my dandelion back then. I'll take my dandelion and go home. Yeah, like I'd much rather... Thank you, Bat, for taking that arrow that was intended for me. I mean, I'd rather get back up into the stone layers before I started mining upwards anyway, which I'll probably do now I'm here. But yeah, I'm under a grove biome right now, and those can be ridiculously tall. Besides, it's a fun adventure. Yes, we are at the hour mark anyway, so we are close to wrapping this one up, but considering all of the stuff that could have gone wrong, I think we've done pretty well. And considering all of the stuff that was on that bingo card and the rare stuff we had to find, we have found a good majority of it. Man, when you have full, like, gamma brightness like this, lush caves just look so incredibly bright. Which they aren't normally all the time. Yeah, see, this feels like it should at least have, like, we're at Y40 right now. We should be able to see some sort of cave opening above us. There we go. But imagine if I dug out in the middle of that, you know? Ruined portal up there. It's not going to have a goat horn or a rabbit hide in it, though. No, I think we call this one dead. Can this bingo version be played on Bedrock? Not this version, no. There may be other versions available out there, but I don't know anything about them if there are. Yeah, good run. Good run regardless, I think. But for now, let's head back to the lobby. Dead run with only these two. And we could have got the rabbit hide pretty easily. If that goat had cooperated at the beginning of the run, we might have had something going on. Okay. It's not a specific goat horn, Lord Andy. No, it's just a any goat horn you can. It doesn't say, like, the sing horn or something like that, right? Alright, so once again, folks, numbers between 1 and 30. We'll click the generate random card that amount of times, and we'll go for it. Ricardo the Master says 8, please. Well, since you asked nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What have we got on this one? Oh, the triple. All the raw blocks. Excellent. We've also got packed mud, so we'll need wheat for that one. Rooted dirt, which I guess you just need to grow an azalea or find an azalea. So that shouldn't be too difficult. We got glow ink again, but realistically there aren't that many other new additions here. I mean, the packed mud is going to be fun because we haven't done that one yet. We haven't done the other raw blocks either. But this one looks doable, I think. A lot of mining involved in this one compared to the others, but a lot less... Like, there's not too much iron in this one. We've got the stray arrow, of course. Yeah, this one could be an easy sub-hour. Oh, I thought for a second I was going to start in the middle of the ocean again. Amazing that we got a sub-hour time on the run that started in a huge ocean biome. Anyway, we want to just start by gathering woods. We don't need any specific saplings. We need to find a jungle biome for cocoa beans. The rest of it, aside from the azalea stuff, and maybe the sea pickle, we can find in a lot of different places. So we're not going to do too badly here, I don't think. Oh, we can't do a new prediction? Okay, give me a second. Alright. Give me 2 seconds to just open my stream up. Didn't realize there was a prediction going. I saw a couple of them end previously, but for different things. Where is predictions? What we find first, mangrove or deep dark? I mean, we found mangrove, right? So there you go. Yeah, I know the time is still going. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Like a minute just checking that is not going to worry. Is not going to be a huge problem. Right. But like the only thing you can do to pause the timer in bingo is to like log out, I think. Even if you open the pause menu, I think it still has the timer running in the background. We need a shovel, an axe, a furnace. Get a chest and a boat as well. We'll need the chest later for the hopper. Alright. Alright. Tons of woods. That'll keep us going for a little while. We can basically head in any direction because I didn't see too much up there that was going to be of help. Could maybe have gone further up to get coal and look for iron, but I think just exploring is going to be the best start. Wow, ice spikes right away. Take a note of this. We can come back here and get the strays. We can make purple dye right here with the cornflower and the rose, or poppy or whatever. We can make the mud basically anywhere too. Don't need to find a mangrove biome for that. I feel like specific type of chest boats would be a really fun thing to add to this bingo card, like acacia wood chest boat or mangrove wood chest boat. Because that requires just a little bit of knowledge of where to find the wood types. But it wouldn't be, like, too difficult or anything. Don't need to worry about the clay balls now. So yeah, we're on the board with the dyes. If I grab some sand from nearby, we can make a glass bottle to get the mud. We got you, you, and you. Thoughts on new cherry blossom? I love it. I think it's high time we had a cherry tree in vanilla. In my opinion, which is the ugliest wood variant. I don't tend to think of things in terms of ugly, because it really just comes down to whether or not it's usable with your current build style, and a lot of stuff can be. Like, the one I tend to use the least frequently out of all of them is probably acacia, but that's just because it doesn't suit the build style I've gone with at the capital. Alright, we've got wheat already. Let's quickly make a hoe. And probably a composter. So we can get some easy bone meal. Trying to think what the most sensible thing will be to compost, but it's probably seeds if I can get them from around here. Not really a huge amount of other stuff, like flowers maybe, I guess. At least I know they're going to drop. Unlike the wheat seeds, which tend to take a little while. We'll keep one dandelion for the rabbits later. Seeds have some of, like, the lowest chance to compost, but got it most of the way there. What I would give for the ability to stain wood? Well, I do wonder if that's something that they don't really consider adding to the game very often, because it means it puts a limitation on the amount of value new trees would have in future. Like right now, every time we get a new wood type, it just feels like, yeah, a massive gift to the community. Alright, we got our wheat. We can make packed mud. That's that. We have poppy here, and we'll need a couple more of those from somewhere. It's going to be nighttime fairly soon. I'm just going to quickly scout the local area and see what else is out here. Got a swamp. There's a massive plains biome here. That's probably the best place to get the stray arrow. Nether portal over there as well. Bit of a lava lake here. There's more red dye for our red beds. And there's rabbits here for the rabbit hide. Those are too small. This one's the adult one. That's rabbit meat. Rabbit hide. There we go. Three red wool. We can craft the bed now. Apple from an oak tree. Yeah, we could probably use the stone hoe to get that, but bit of gold. We don't need obsidian, do we? No. And that's not going to be useful for raw gold either. Oh, this is an iceberg. I was like, this looks weirdly like a structure, like a igloo kind of thing, except there's no village here. Yeah, we'll use the stone hoe to get a good handful of this. Do I still have my absorption hearts from when I was eating all of those apples before? So I don't think I've eaten one in the last few minutes, have I? That's really funny if true. Because I don't have any of the, like, potion timers or anything, so, like, do I just have those now? I just have absorption hearts until stuff hits me? It could just be a visual glitch. I might not even have them. But if that... There we go. If that actually works out, then that's hilarious. That's very funny.
Well,
Main problem right now with dealing with the strays is I don't have a shield. Which is always kind of the worst situation to be in when you're dealing with skeletons. So I might see if I can grab some iron down here somewhere. Like, caving for iron is not always the best thing to do, because you don't find it until much lower elevations in 118 onwards, but we'll see what we can find. And once we come back up, it'll still hopefully be daylight, or nighttime rather. Alright, I'm hearing zombies, so there's probably a cave somewhere. Okay, this is gravel now. Between 12 and 16 is usually good height for looking for iron. Yeah, okay, we're looking good here. Bit of gold there, too. Oh, I can't get that yet, can I? I've only got a stone pickaxe. But this might be a good place to get the raw gold block once we have an iron. Again, thank goodness we're playing on easy. That could definitely have killed me if we were on a harder difficulty. But bingo defaults to easy, and I don't mess with that. Alright, we'll take the rest of this iron. There's only one more bit of iron that I can see. But that should be good for a little while. At least enough that we can get the gold. In fact, you know what? I think just a pickaxe will be enough. We're going to turn that into the raw block we need. Very good. Okay, we've got 8 gold so far. Was there any more golds? We're around the right sort of level to find some. There's some. Perfect. Bit more iron as well. Because the problem with the raw block is that it gets removed from your inventory when the bingo card detects it. So you don't get to, like, uncraft it and smelt it again, right? Should be able to get the copper from this vein as well. Easy. We also need a full block of redstone. We don't need gold for anything else, do we? Yeah, I'll craft my shield now. That's a good idea. Hello? Oh, I've got something on my offhand. That's why it won't let me switch. Still trying to catch rabbits, apparently. Right. You know what? I won't go looking for redstone now. I will head back to the surface to see if we can catch those strays. Don't need lapis for anything. Where was my little dig up? Up this way. Did I come from this way? Did I just dig down into this? Where the heck was I? Definitely didn't come from that way. Oh, this is frustrating and awkward. Didn't come from that way either. Is this multiplayer or single player? This is single player. Oh yeah, there we go. Good, good, okay. Yes, Westy, the tooth is better, thank you. It wasn't actually the tooth, it was the gums around it. I just needed to take some antibiotics for an infection, but I'm definitely on the mend. Like, I've taken a couple of sets of painkillers today, but the medicine I'm on is really reducing the pain in general, so I'm going to be fine by this time next week. It'll all be cleared up. And nobody needed to pull my teeth out, so I call it a win. You're not the skeleton I need. I need one of these lads out here. Points at the precisely 0 strays that have spawned. Where the heck would they be? This is the right biome, yeah? I mean, the villager seems to think so. Sometimes it's like a frozen beach or something like that. I see a couple over there. That's great. Yeah, frozen beach, for whatever reason, doesn't spawn strays the way the snow plains and other frozen biomes do. I feel like iceberg biomes also don't spawn strays, but they spawn regular skeletons in the dark. Okay, we got a regular arrow from him. And I'm going to have to throw some stuff out so I can leave room in my inventory for it. There it is. Okay, aside from, I think we need gunpowder, which hopefully this creeper will give me. Dang it. There we go. Okay, that should be all the mob drops we need, as far as hostile mobs go. Right, let's do the really stupid thing of smelting stuff out here on the ice. So we need a diamond from further down in the world. We also need a block of redstone. But iron-wise, we're actually looking pretty good. Because we need a compass. So we'll need 10 redstone, basically. I can make bowls so that we can eventually find and make mushroom stew. Get the sea pickles. We need a bucket for the salmon. Won't find some sugarcane around here. Oh. I love when the game immediately proves me wrong. But we need more than that, but we'll need it for the bookshelf, unless we find a village. Crossbow. Oh, we need string for the crossbow. So we can make a tripwire hook. And that should now be showing up. Yep, perfect. There it is. We need a little bit more iron. Yeah, that's why it's stupid to do all the smelting on the ice. Actually, no, we have enough. Any salmon under here? Nope. No ice fishing for you. Right. That's the hopper, at least. And yeah, we should have enough of the compass as well. And then kelp block is nice and easy. Hay block should be fairly easy. You don't need shears for the sea pickles. Sea pickles don't need shears. Sea grass would need shears, but not sea pickles. Okay, so we have enough iron for the compass now. We can throw the glass bottle. Okay, let's make a move. Not sure quite where is best to head next, but we can get some kelp from down here. We also haven't crafted the red bed yet, but that is definitely something we can do. We still have all the materials for it. Oh my goodness, Woodland Mansion. Can we get anything good in a Woodland Mansion, chat? I mean, there'll be bookshelves in there. Wheat, maybe, for the hay bales? What else could they have? I don't think they have redstone in there. Diamond for a jukebox? Maybe. Maybe. You know what? They'll have iron in there as well, right? So what I'll do is I'll first craft the red bed so we can get that out of the way and I don't have to get confused. But then we'll shear these sheep. I'll set my spawn outside so that I don't just go back to spawn after I inevitably get one shot by a Vindicator. To be fair, we're on easy, but I don't know if that makes Vindicators hit any softer. But let's do that. Let's make a chest just so I've got some of my stuff here. And that I'm not going to be, like, absolutely blindsided by stuff. And I can pick up all of the loot that I need and then leave. Oh, I guess the other thing I could do is make boats. This feels like so much prep for something that's probably not going to be a big deal, but... Or it's not going to be worth much. Oh, there's one. Well, we're running away from him, first of all. Don't think those have any... Yeah, the skeleton's behind me getting murdered. Right, in here, first of all, redstone. Golden apple, bones, gunpowder we have already, name tag we don't need, extra bucket's kind of nice. Secret rooms behind the faces, right? Not in this mansion, apparently. That's just the outside. There are lays in there, do you reckon? That'd be funny. Oh my goodness, he has so many Vindicators. Thing is, what do you reckon is up here? Oh god. That's not the noise I want to hear. Nope, nope, nope. Oh god. There's so many of them. I saw the bookshelves and stuff in there, but I need a diversion. I see him standing on the stairs waiting for me to come back in. He's like, try it. Try it, punk. Yeah, I passed the library. I just wanted to get away from whatever was chasing me. Alright, we have redstone. That's a start. We can craft the compass now, except I used the iron. Oh well, I'll eat the golden apple as well. My absorption hearts are gone. Let's quickly cook some rabbit as well. I mean, I have regen for the minute, so don't need to worry too much about losing the hunger. Which direction did he go? Not that way. Okay. Stay there. Alright, don't. Fine. You stay there. And you stay there. Whoa! He didn't stay there, chat. He didn't listen to my simple instructions. Alright, he's in. Good. 2 more boats. I think the bookshelf was on the other side of this wall. No, next room. Alright, if we lure the other guy over as well. Oh, that's not the noise I wanted to hear. Ah, new Vector model's very cool. Dang it. Alright, let's go in and get my stuff. I bet that's broken all of them out of their boats as well. We're actually not doing too badly. Let's take our stealth route around here. Give me all my gubbins back and I'll leave. Excuse me. Yeah, get wrecked. Don't mind me. And we're out. Okay. Well, I got what I wanted. I have the bookshelf. That seemed like it was absolutely not worth the effort. But you know what? I got a bookshelf, so... right. 2, 3... Let's reorganize some of this stuff. Oh my goodness, right. Let's make the bookshelf. Yay, we did it! Now let's leave here and never speak of this again. Oh, I have some cooked rabbit at the end of that. I don't need all this carpet on me. Really? You're just gonna come out here and try and eat me after everything I've been through? Oh, you as well, eh? Alright, fine. You lot. Let's throw this. We could have smelted the kelp block while we were in there as well. Let's return to some sense of normalcy. We don't need... Oh, we do still need the sugarcane because we need that for the firework. We can craft the firework now. Let's just actually get some of this stuff done, shall we? Instead of just talking about it. Let's put the wooden pickaxe in there for 9 items. But hey, at least my hunger situation is solved for the foreseeable future. We can craft the firework rockets. Yeah, we have a bit of redstone. We need one more iron for the compass. I didn't see any more iron in there. We can craft bowls so that we can get mushroom stew from the dark forest over there. There's jungle that way, which means cocoa beans. Okay, so I'm going to go west to that jungle. I will come back east, go to the dark forest, and we'll go from there, I think. Don't need the gunpowder anymore. The rotten flesh was never useful to me. And the string can probably go also. Right. Yeah, we could be on for a PB. I think if we're able to get lucky and find the azalea and maybe the hay bale, although I've got enough bones that we could probably just make a hay bale from wheat seeds, which I'll probably do. Excuse me. Yeah, I reckon if we get lucky and find an azalea for the rooted dirt, we could get a PB in like maybe 40 minutes, which would be pretty tough to beat, I think. It's a good card. And we I want to say we got lucky finding the woodland mansion. We didn't. There's a bit of iron down here, which I'll grab. The woodland mansion was an unnecessary diversion, but a fun one. And if I felt like risking it even further, we could go and get a diamond from there. But we also need to go and get redstone, which is going to be best found underground. Unless I ran into a village right away, which I don't think I am likely to. So, yeah, I think we'll probably just go mining. We'll get the diamond and the redstone the old-fashioned way. Woodland Mansion, though. I mean, first time I found one of those in a bingo run, I think. And that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm going back for the kelp. The reason I said I was going back this way, chat, is because the kelp is smelting in the furnace. I'm coming back here. I'm going to the dark forest. I'll pick up the kelp on the way. You guys. Yeah, the Woodland Mansion chaos is always good fun. Always play for chaos. Man, we don't have any deep dark stuff. I bet there would be tons of deep dark under this mountain. I reckon that's another ancient city. To be fair, right, this is the coolest part about Fetchr updating, is that there is so much more opportunity for wacky stuff to happen, like raiding an ancient city on a bingo run. Not something I expected to be doing. I need to make myself another stone axe because this one's about to die. So we'll throw that. I just picked it up again. There it is. Had like 4 durability left. Because we'll need the axe to get these mushrooms. Ah! Okay. Love this for us. Alright, they're fighting now. Presidential alert. The mobs are fighting. Why are there so many mobs in this dark oak forest? Come on. Give me some peace. Also, I picked up so much of the stuff I didn't need. After I cleared out that chest again. Where are the brown mushrooms in this forest? There just kind of aren't any right now. Let's throw these. Don't need any of that. That's got to be one there, right? Yeah, I think that's one. Thank heaven. Okay. Soup. I got one to eat as well. Where's my axe gone? Hello? Just fumbling my way around the controls at this point. River should have salmon. If it doesn't, why is it even a river? It's going to be really funny if the sea pickle is the last thing we have to get and it's really tough to find. This is a single-player world, not a server. If you want to see this played on a server, though, I'm pretty sure Bruno is going to be playing this on his Bingo Friday stream. And he has a bingo server set up to play with his community. And if I'm around, I might be able to participate in that. I might be doing other stuff this Friday, but I am hopeful that I can come and hang out with Bruno. So we have the iron now, the raw iron that we need to make the compass. So we can head to this village, check that they don't have anything else that would be helpful at this stage. Unfortunately, it's a plains village, not a desert village, so we don't get any free sea pickles out of that. But they've got the hay bale, so that's very helpful. Saves me doing all of that. No blacksmith. I mean, I could kill the iron golem for more iron, but I don't need to, because I can just smelt one and I have everything I need. Bit of food wouldn't be bad, actually. If they've got any chests in any of these houses. These are all the houses that don't really have anything in. But I guess I can probably just make all of this hay into bread. Okay, the River Cat, thank you so much for the 20 months. Okay, crafting table down. We'll make the compass. We've got that now. We'll turn all of this into wheat and turn all the wheat into bread. Okay. I'm now hitting that with a mushroom. Hello. I'm the new nitwit. Arrived this morning. There's some salmon. Very good. Squid, but not glow squid. I can't believe that's our first line. That's hilarious. Oh, my eye. My eye is itchy. Right. Let's find an azalea. And some sea pickles. So we need to find an ocean biome, but hopefully stumble upon an azalea tree on the way. And then really all we need to do is dig down. Boat. Let's get in the boat. While we're in the boat, we can take a look around for glow squid in any nearby ravines, because like I said before, they're fairly easy to spot that way. That looks like it could spawn some glow squid. Let's surface quickly to breathe, and then dive. Could get some good stuff down here, but no sign of glow squid. Let's keep going. Hey Joe, good to see you. Yes, Bingo just got updated for 1.19. It was basically the first version of it came out a day or two ago. So this is all very fresh and new, and I've set a sub-hour personal best. And we're now looking to beat that. Some lapis right there. I feel like we should probably only go diving for glow squid if we actually see glow squid. Otherwise we just lose too much time. There they are. Wow, what a pretty seabed. That's incredible looking. In fact, if I craft a few doors... I don't have enough wood. I'll grab the oak wood over here and craft a couple of doors. We might even be able to find the redstone and diamonds once you get down to that deep slate layer. We have been live for... Oh, that's a boat. I don't need a boat. I need doors. We've been live for 3 hours now. And we got another hype train coming along. Cali Salvo, thank you so much for the 12 months. Everyone spam the word nerd in the chat, please. Thank you so much for the full year of support. Enjoy that nerd sub badge. Welcome to the Nerd Herd. And Diamond Trash Bag, thank you so much for the 20 months. Sorry if I can't answer all of the subs and messages and stuff right away. I am very close to finishing up here, I think. We will need to pause for breath occasionally, but that's why I brought the doors with me. And there's occasional magma blocks that we can rest on if we hold shift to make sure that we are, or at least the game thinks we are crouched. I do wonder if... No, sometimes these, like, aquifers and underwater caves generate with a really thin layer at the bottom, and then you can just dive straight down into a cave. Like, I can hear zombies. But there's our redstone, so we can grab this right away. And that should theoretically be... Yep, that's enough for the redstone block. Perfect. Diamond's going to be slightly trickier. But once again, these underwater environments can spawn diamonds because they don't have the restriction of air exposure to worry about. We swim towards this zombie noise. Yes, okay, cave there. Perfect. The creepers demolished some of these for us. This looks like a pretty large cave, and our exit is really obvious with the water being there, so... Let the skeleton shoot the zombie. Or try, at least. Okay, there we go. Try and get a bit more space. There's our diamond. Perfect. The difficulty is staying under it in the water for long enough. Okay, and then collecting it after that, I suppose, is also the difficulty. There we go. So now I can craft the jukebox. Just so we've taken care of that. And all we should need is azalea and a sea pickle. Alright, that was pretty successful. I think that strat worked out well for us. We're at 41 minutes. So as long as we can find the right sort of environment here, cruising towards the PB. Do I still have a bed on me? I do. Perfect. Okay, I think the best way to travel is going to be by water, because we're looking for sea pickles, which we'll get from warm ocean biomes. And you can cover a lot of ground without losing hunger this way, which means it'll be nice and easy to spot azalea trees when they show up, and we'll have rooted dirt at the bottom of those. But yeah, I think we should probably get some sleep just so we don't have to worry about mobs the rest of the time. So we're going to do our little seabed trick. Still so cool that it creates big enough air pocket that the player can sleep there. Canada Ham, Geronif, Anastasia, Pemley Stolwalk, thank you all for the subs and the bits. Diamond Trash Bag with the 20 months. Jersey, thank you for the 4 months. The thing about the biomes being small is that sometimes these are all connected ocean biomes instead of being like big river biomes like they typically are in World Gen from 118 onwards. Hopeless Dove, thank you for the 33 months. That is the first level of the hype train complete. There's another nether portal down there, but I'm going to ignore it because we don't need anything from it. This is going to be the painful search for an azalea tree that may never show up. The alternative, I guess, is searching shipwrecks for moss. Generating an azalea that way and then making rooted dirt from growing an azalea. Don't know how likely that is, but I haven't seen an azalea yet, whereas I have seen a shipwreck dead ahead. Don't need that. Don't need any of that. No moss there. You don't get sea pickles in those chests either, unfortunately. Let's have a quick look around. The azaleas are always going to be really obvious if they are in unusual biomes. Like if you see an azalea growing on a mushroom island, for example, then pretty obviously a lush cave down there, right? There's another shipwreck over there we could try. And I do still have the bones, so bone meal won't be an issue either. That looks like warm ocean as well, so we can go that way searching for sea pickles. Alright, checking the chest at the front. No moss. Unfortunate. Mesa biome over here, which is usually a good thing for warm ocean. How do I find so many mushroom biomes? It seems to be a factor of this world generation, but also I'm just exploring by ocean constantly. Okay, no sea pickles there. Abandoned mine shaft, which isn't going to have anything we need. Mesa biome's also a really good place to spot azalea if they've grown here. But once again, we are leaving the ocean behind. Hopefully going to find another one. Right, there's our sea pickles. Yeah, warm biomes like this are going to have warm ocean typically around them, so I see the pickles. The azalea is going to be our last thing. Nice. Sub 50, maybe? If we get really lucky and find the azalea. Cincy Patty, thank you for the 100 bits. Minute left on that second hype train of the stream. Oh, goodness. Look at those trees up there on the cliff. Such a tall cliff. Oh wow, look look at the parking job on that shipwreck. Wow. What a hilarious find. And we're going to go and investigate that because that might have moss in it. How are we going to get in? This is wild. Oh my days. Well, this is totally a place I'd expect to find a lush cave if we didn't find anything in the shipwreck. So let's just grab all of the blocks that we can and start staircasing over. How can I get in here? What's the best point of entry? There we go. That's the map chest. It's taking ages to open. What's in this one? Zloy, thank you for the raid. Cragzen, thank you for the 100 bits. No moss in that one. Okay, not to worry. That would have been perfect, but it was not to be. Zloy, welcome in. Bingus, absolutely Bingus. Thank you so much for bringing your folks over. How was the stream? Today we are playing Minecraft Bingo, aka Fetchr. It's in 1.19 for the first time. It's been in 1.16 before this, so this is our first adventure trying to find all the bingo things. And I've already set a personal best time of 59 minutes and 14 seconds. We are now trying to best that, which we will if we literally ever find some rooted dirt in this world. Rooted dirt is obviously going to be found under azalea trees, so we're looking for that, or some moss that we can use to grow our own azalea trees, which can be found in shipwrecks. I have not found a lush cave yet in this world, or at least I have on previous bingo runs, but not in this area that we've been teleported to for this bingo card. And at this point, I do not know where we're going to find one. Oh, Cult of the Lamb. Yes, of course. Of course. Where are we? I see a pumpkin over there. A single pumpkin, as if to say, are you sure you don't want me this time? No, single pumpkin, I do not. I desire something far greater. Is there a higher likelihood of lush caves being under, like, swamps, do we think? Because I can see a swamp over here. We are not sub 50, unfortunately. Are wandering traders in the game? Theoretically, yes. I don't think they have been switched off. But they do involve standing around a lot more than I would like. Mega tigers usually have azalea trees. It's difficult, though. I don't know if that's just anecdotal evidence. There's a couple of, like, different color trees around here that are making me pause, but I think those are just going to be birch leaves that we see through. They really stand out in deserts. They do, yeah, of course. Alright, I've now run out of enough hunger to sprint, so we are really traveling here. Okay, yeah, I think it might be better to go back to ocean biomes, just like large areas of open water, and keep looking around the shoreline for azaleas. Because I find that sometimes they generate in areas where there is enough space around that it can generate a big tree like that. And it's easier to spot them. Because the lush cave goes under the ocean, so the azaleas generate right up to the shoreline. What is that? Seeing something unusual looking over here. Is this a shipwreck? I think it might be. Is it the kind of shipwreck that will have moss? Again, it might be. Wait a minute. Scratch that azalea right there. Alright, 53 minutes. 18 seconds. Oh! Oh, that's good! 53 minutes, like 2 sub-hour runs when you've got this type of world generation. Not bad, ladies and gents. Pretty darn good, if you ask me. Oh. Pretty good. Excuse me. We didn't get to get killed by the warden to end this run, unfortunately, but we've done it. We've done it. This is a blast. I really, really like Minecraft Bingo. And if Bruno ends up playing it on Friday, and if he ends up beating my time, I might just end up playing this again on Tuesday. I need to do so much work on Empires, but man, this is just so fun. There wasn't any moss in there, so luckily we saw that azalea and we went there first. What time on Friday? I'm not sure what time on Friday. He's usually streams kind of in the afternoon, evening, my time, but I think he has a schedule. If you go to his Twitch channel, he'll have a schedule there. Bruno Dan Oi. Bruno Dan UI. You got to get sub 50 now. Yes, you do. 53:18 the time to beat, Bruno. It was an interesting challenge, but honestly, for a random card, this was a pretty forgiving one. Like, you look at... Let's go back to the lobby so we can look at this properly. You look at the stuff that we need to get here. It's pretty much all stuff that you can get from anywhere in the world. And that's the tricky part. Like, muddy mangrove roots, really tough item to appear on the card right now because you can only get it one place, one way. But then, like, all of the new 119 stuff on this card, like the raw blocks, you can just find those mining anywhere, basically. The mud we made, we grew the wheat manually, you know, that kind of stuff. But you could very easily combine that with the hay bale and just keep a mud block on you or keep a water bottle on you until you find a village. Yeah, like the stray arrow was still something that we had to think pretty hard about, but the biomes are slightly bigger, even though they've been shrunk for the world generation. So this really wasn't a bad card. Like, if we go to a new card now, it's like Spore Blossom, can only get that from a lush cave, so you got to find a lush cave. Muddy mangrove roots probably will be the bane of my existence from now on. Deep slate tile wall is in there. The rest of that looks okay. Like, copper you can get from basically anywhere, and you've just got to, you know, get 4 blocks of copper. Pretty easy. But raw copper block is way more forgiving than that, because all you have to do is mine it and then craft it. What else is on here? Like, anything from the deep dark, you've just got to go digging under a mountain the last thing you do, because you're probably not coming back up. Goat horn, that's the other rough one. Like, unless you get lucky with a pillager outpost, goat horn is going to be so annoying in these. And then, yeah, like, mud bricks, also a little bit of a slow one, but not bad. Skulk Shrieker. Oh, that's rough. I was wondering if he was going to do this. I was wondering if Neuneinzer was going to do this, because that's... You make a copper block, and then you've just got to, like, hang around for it to age. That's cheeky. Because, like, that's something you got to leave near your swamp at night on its own. To be fair, like, 1 block of copper is going to age fairly quickly, but it's going to be one of those things where if you put it down and you're waiting for it to age, it's going to feel like it takes forever. It's going to feel like it takes like 20 minutes. Will age in spawn chunks? No. The way I know a lot about copper aging in Athra. I don't know if you know this about me. I've done a lot of research into copper aging in Minecraft. It's based on random ticks, which are the things that, like, you know, the game processes a bunch of stuff in chunks around the player to determine where the crops grow, like sugarcane and everything. And it has to be within 128 blocks of the player, or more accurately, within 8 chunks of the player, I think, in a radius around you. So you need to be close to this, and obviously you need to come back to it anyway to pick it back up, but you couldn't just like leave it there. Besides which, this lobby is built in the spawn chunks, and when you start a new bingo card, it flings you out into like millions of blocks away, so you're not in the spawn chunks anymore. It doesn't even set the world spawn there, to my knowledge, although it may. I'm not entirely certain what happens in the back end of Fetchr, but yeah, there's some rough ones. There's some exciting ones. Powder snow is not too bad, because you see a mountain, has it got snow on it? There's probably powdered snow somewhere there, right? Not bad. All right, we're gonna leave it there for today, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out today. We had a bit more energy this time because I was not in pain. So we're going to raid. Who's live on Hermitcraft stream weekend right now? I guess Tango, right? Yeah, let's go raid Tango. We might as well, since it's Hermitcraft stream day. And he's wearing a Mario hat, even better. Let's go raid Tango. It's Tango Tech. Right, there we go. Yes, say hi to the Hermits for me. I'm sure many of you will want to stick around and watch the rest of the Hermitcraft stream weekend. Thank you so much for stopping by my stream. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks again for the raids, the hype trains, all the bits and subs, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be back here on Tuesday with another stream for you folks. Hope you'll have a good one. I'm probably going to go and watch Mr. Casto stream Like a Dragon Ishin. And that's going to be hilarious because there's probably Mahjong. Hope you folks have a great time over at Tango's. You can use your Pixel Hype emotes and the hashtag PixelRaid to show some love. I'll see you again on Tuesday. Until then, take care. Bye for now.